Cristiano came back. He was super professional. He came in on his days off. And certainly you could tell he was very up for the game. He was very enthusiastic. I thought he played well. The fact that he didn't score is neither here nor there. On one of those shots, Sorrentino had to make this incredible once-in-a-lifetime save. So that's the good part. I think the question mark going forward, and it's not going to be a problem against most teams because Juve will overpower them, is what is Allegri's best 11? What is the 11 that he turns to for big games? And where does Cristiano fit? I personally didn't like the way he set up for the first hour or so with Cristiano playing as a center forward with the two wingers. I thought he did a lot better when he started out on the left wing after Mario Mandzukic came on, in some ways replicating what he had at Real Madrid. But of course, the big problem is Juventus only have one center forward, and it's Mandzukic, and he's 32 years old, and he's coming after obviously a long World Cup and whatnot. So that might be the one question mark conundrum that Allegri has to solve.
What do you think, Ali, about Gab's thoughts on the centre-forward situation? That 4-3-3 is what those Juventus fans seem to think would work really well on paper.
The first thing was really odd to see Cristiano Ronaldo in a different uniform. And that feeling of you expect to see him with Real Madrid, you expect to see him with Manchester United, now he's with Juventus. And so it takes some getting used to. In terms of getting used to the way that the team plays, you see a Juventus team in this particular game against Chievo Verona where Cuadrado and Douglas Costa were getting on each other's way. And they didn't feel also comfortable in kind of rotating around whatever Cristiano Ronaldo was going to do. The freedom that Cristiano Ronaldo had at Real Madrid, everybody kind of knew that, all right, he starts on the left, but he's going to end up in the middle inside the 18-yard box, getting on the end of crosses. And in order to do that, everybody else has to know where their rotations are going to be. So if Cristiano shows up in the middle, where does the guy in the middle show up? Does he go out to the left? Those rotations take time because it's not natural for Mandzukic to then throw himself into another area. It's not natural for Douglas Costa to go into a different area. It's not natural for Juan Cuadrado to rotate into a different area. Ronaldo's going to go one way. The other guys are going to have to adjust, and he's going to need the freedom, and he's going to have that freedom to move wherever he wants in the final third.
I just feel, I agree with Gab. I think it is a little bit strange for Ronaldo to be playing in there now. Mandzukic would be perfect, and was so in the World Cup. I just wonder if they could play a false nine because they've got so much talent in that forward area, and there's no doubt that Cristiano, with his back to play as the focal point for the attack, maybe it's not the best way to use him. And coming off the wing and with his movement, with his runs, very deceptive. So maybe they could go with a false nine, but I think with the talent that's at Allegri's disposal, there's no doubt that he will get it sorted out.